Good morning. I want to introduce the two people who are part of a gorgeous foursome. The adults, though, agreed because they can grant consent to be our two co-hosts for this year's annual giving. Mirjam and Harry are part of the core of our family ministry and also remind us with Oriana, who is not here today, but Elliot, who you have probably seen running the halls with his gorgeous blonde hair flowing behind him, remind us of the generations, one to the next, that we hand this off to, this place we call home. So I want to thank them for agreeing to be chairs of our annual giving and invite them to say a little bit more about their journey.
Hi, good morning. Our names are Harry and Mirjam Moren, and as Vanessa said, we're the parents of Oriana, age 14, and Elliot, age 3.
And we feel so honored to be helping our community, all of us here, the Unitarian Universalist Society of San Francisco, with the annual pledge drive. And please join us in this journey to our safe harbors.
We've been coming to this church for about 10 years now. From a history, I grew up in a UU church, first in New Jersey and then also in Texas.
For me, it was a much different kind of thing, a huge step to take. I'm from Germany, and I left behind my Catholic and Protestant upbringing. And completely done with any form of religious community. And at the beginning, I was very, very reluctant to even try this one out. But I'm still here 10 years on, and I am so grateful for my children to be part of this community.
Each of you has helped make this place what it is, and it has become for us and for our children a welcoming and safe space. It's a harbor that we come to after a stormy week. It's a place where we take a breath, where we repair our sails and we recharge for the next week that lies ahead.
When our daughter, Oriana, was 5 years old, she started to ask questions. Her grandfather had passed away a few years before that, and she would wave at a star in the sky and excitedly shout, "Mama, Papa, I can see Grandpa."
She had watched a story in which children were praying to God to ask for help in a difficult situation. And one day she came to us, and she was about 4, and she said, "Can I pray?" "Of course." "Who do I pray to? Can I pray to the sun god?" "Yes."
And then she started to pray. She prayed to the sun god very sincerely to ask for her grandpa to not be a star, but to become alive again. And trying my very best not to cry, I had to explain to her that no God could really do that kind of thing in the way that she imagined it. Shortly after, we decided to take her here.
So she might not have received a definite answer to the question, but here she learned how to think about what is important to her and what she might believe in. She learned about other religions, and she posed her own question to this community, answered by Allison Jacks, which was, how was God made?
And in the years we've been here, we have made some very important friends. And as our family has grown, Oriana and now Elliot, we have grown to become a part of this community.
A few years ago, we lost a close family member in an accident, and we felt compelled to reach out to one of the ministers at the time, Allison, and ask her to come over to our house to be with us in that time of tragedy. In that moment, there was somebody there to sit with us, to share memories, to share about that soul that we had just lost to be with us.
And when my father passed away last year, both Vanessa and Laura and other close friends from the church reached out to us. and simply to know that we have a community ready to hold us in those really hard times helps with the healing. So thank you all for holding us.
Our son Elliot came into our lives through adoption. And again, it was this community that held us during those many years in which we were trying to conceive, we were thinking of alternatives, we decided on adoption, and finally you all participated in welcoming this little boy into our community.
And outside of only our little 3-family family unit, we had talked to no one about our troubles to conceive. We're very private people. And it was 2 friends from church that I first opened up to about this very harrowing IVF process we were going through.
And after we decided on adoption, it was, again, one of the ministers at the time, Allison, who wrote a letter of support for our family to the adoption agency. And we all ended up adopting Elliot in 2021, and we held his name-giving ceremony here with you all at the end of 2021.
Both our kids really love coming here, and Oriana has developed a very strong sense of social justice. We're grateful to you all for fostering her kindness and her drive to make a change in this world. Helping with winter shelter meals, ongoing, learning about different cultures and religions, celebrating each person's voice. All this has played a huge part in her development. She now works in the RE program herself, a few Sundays a month, and she helps to nurture the younger kids and teaches them the values she now holds so dear.
And along with Oriana, her little brother Elliot has made this church and this community his own, and we want to give special thanks to Minister Laura and to his teachers, Bernasia, Chantanez, Vivian, Alicia, and Connor as well. Thank you for nurturing his sweet and silly personality.
For us, this church really has become a safe harbor, and we know we can come here no matter what life throws at us, and have the support of all our caring friends in this community.
Yes, this community is made possible by love and care and shared values. And also by our financial commitments. It is again the time of year when we all make our financial commitments for the fiscal year that will begin on July 1st. We make our commitments now so that the church can plan for what is to come. And we need your help to fund all the amazing activity and life here in this safe harbor of UUSF.
Last year, we raised an amazing $750,000 in pledges. And this year, our shared goal for the pledge drive is $765,000. And that reflects an increase in costs such as employee health, utilities. And we humbly ask each of you, if you have the means, to please raise your pledge by 5 to 10% this year, or more, of course, if you have to give more. We're really grateful for all you can give to this church. Thank you.
Our budget at the church is also struggling from a temporary loss of rental income from our long-term tenant in the back. We hope to have our preschool space generating rental revenue again as soon as possible, but it won't be immediately. So we have a place in the pledge form for those who have the ability and willingness to make a one-time donation to offset that loss. Thank you all in advance for all that you do pledge.
And there is a table in the gallery under our Journeying to Safe Harbors bulletin board, where you can get a pledge form, or you can hand in the one that came in the mail if you brought it in. And if you have any questions, there's people at the table from our stewardship team that can also answer those. And there's also an online form if you prefer to make your pledge that way.
And no matter how you make your pledge, when you do, please come to the table and get one of the origami boats.
They're
there.
beautiful.
Write your name on the boat and add it to the harbor. Please also take a piece of saltwater taffy while you're there. Note that folks who make their pledge before the end of the day on March 16th, which is midnight, will be eligible to participate in a lottery where the prize is 3 nights at the Vanderland's Tahoe Cabin. Yay! Thank you to Marty and Linda for that incentive to us all.
And then finally, the stewardship with members of our choir would like to invite you to join in the reception after church and to keep things on theme with our harbor idea. There's Mediterranean food, and that includes vegan and vegetarian options. And we just ask that everyone who gets food takes a modest portion first, so that everyone can be fed and then come back for more later. There might be leftovers. And we hope you feel the love and the gratitude we have for each of your commitments, and that having had lunch, you can stay for the amazing concert that happens after church, and you'll hear more about that in the service later.
So thank you all so much for being part of this amazing community, a safe harbor for ourselves and so many others for almost 175 years. Wow. Thanks for doing your part to keep it strong and secure in this important and stormy time that is the chapter for the care and keeping of this community and this place of joy and refuge.
And if you have any questions, we'll be around every Sunday this month, and we're pretty easy to spot because we usually chase after a 3-year-old little boy, and he runs around just as if he owns this place.
He doesn't?
Welcome to the ship. Join us.